Welcome to the Global WarWatch Network. AI isn't just changing the battlefield, it's rewriting the rules of war. Are we ready for the consequences? And, this isn't some far-off sci-fi question anymore.
Not at all. It's the reality we're dealing with right now.
Exactly. So today, we're diving into a really comprehensive analysis of artificial intelligence in military applications. It's a critical area, and it's evolving incredibly fast, changing global power dynamics, changing conflict itself.
That's right. And we've pulled together a wide range of sources for this. The goal is to give you a really thorough, nuanced understanding of what's happening.
Our mission today, really, is to unpack the current state of military AI. We want to explore the global competition which is fierce driving its development.
And we absolutely have to delve into the ethical and legal side of things. The implications there are profound.
We do.
Yeah.
And we'll also confront the risks, the potential future scenarios that AI presents. It's quite a lot to cover.
It is. We'll be looking at everything from autonomous weapons, the so-called killer robots and advanced surveillance.
Right down to those deeper, maybe more unsettling questions about human accountability. Who's responsible when an AI makes a mistake in warfare?
And the rules of engagement themselves, how do they even apply when algorithms are making split-second decisions?
It's fascinating stuff, but yeah, daunting too. We're here to guide you through it all. Okay, let's start with the basics then. What is military AI? When we say artificial intelligence, fundamentally we mean simulating human intelligence in machines.
Right. Teaching machines to process information, to learn from data, and then, to make decisions or recommendations on their own, autonomously.
It's like teaching a computer not just to calculate, but to actually think, perceive, maybe even reason a little.
To some degree, yes. And military AI is just taking those AI technologies and integrating them directly into military strategy, into weapons systems, into operations.
And the goal is?
Well, it's multifaceted, enhanced decision-making, definitely, improve targeting accuracy, make it incredibly precise, and, a big one, reduce human casualties on the battlefield.
Make war more efficient, faster, maybe less costly in human lives, theoretically.
That's the idea. It's about augmentation, sometimes transformation, not just simple automation.
But there's that specific term that always comes up, the one that causes a lot of debate, even fear. Laws. Lethal autonomous weapon systems.
Ah, yes, laws. These are the AI systems that can identify, select, and engage targets without a human directly intervening in that final decision.
The slaughter bots, the killer robots people talk about.
Precisely. And it's that lack of a human in the loop for life or death decisions that makes them so incredibly contentious. It pushes right up against ethics, against international law.
But militaries are still embracing AI despite those concerns. Why?
Several compelling reasons, really. Operational efficiency AI can potentially process information and react faster than humans. Swift strategic decisions in high-pressure moments.
The promise of precision attacks, maybe minimizing collateral damage.
That's a key hope, yes. And reducing human error, which can be catastrophic in warfare, and of course reducing casualties among your own forces. It's seen as a powerful, potentially game-changing tool.
So understanding these terms, AI, military AI, law upheld, it's crucial for you listening right now, isn't it?
Absolutely vital. These aren't just abstract buzzwords. They're the building blocks of a massive shift in how wars are fought, how security is managed, how nations interact.
It's the language of the future battlefield happening now. Understanding it is step one. Now, what's driving all this? It's not just tech for tech's sake. There's a real global competition underway. An AI arms race.
Oh, absolutely. It's been escalating rapidly since, say, the mid-2010s. And it's not just military, it's economic, it's geopolitical. States are racing to develop and deploy AI and law for strategic advantage.
Often framed as an AI Cold War, right? Especially between the U.S. and China.
It's a common framing, yes. And the stakes feel incredibly high. Remember what Putin said back in 2017?
Whoever becomes the leader in this sphere will become the ruler of the world.
Exactly. That statement just perfectly underscores the perceived geopolitical weight, that winner-take-all feeling driving the race.
And the risks inherent in that race. The push for first-mover advantage must be huge.
It is. And that creates a temptation, a really strong one, to cut corners on safety, on testing. You rush systems out before they're fully ready, fully understood.
Which could lead to, what, critical failures? Unintended consequences? Systems going haywire?
All of the above. Some analysts even argue the term race itself makes it worse, creating this self-fulfilling pressure to deploy immature tech.
There's also that deeper fear, isn't there? Losing control, especially if we're talking about a race towards artificial general intelligence, AGI.
That's the existential risk perspective. A major U.S. government report highlighted this AI could threaten critical infrastructure, amplify disinformation, undermine global stability, even nuclear deterrence.
So it's not just about winning the race, it's about the dangers baked into the race itself.
Precisely. And what if one nation does achieve a decisive lead, a near monopoly?
That creates a whole different set of problems. A massive power imbalance, potentially irreversible. It could reshape everything. Okay, so who are the main players in this race? Where's the money going? Let's start with the United States.
The U.S. investments are enormous. Estimates are around $300 billion over the last decade in military AI. And private investment adds another, $70 billion annually. It's a huge public-private effort.
And this goes back quite a way. Remember Chuck Hagel's third offset strategy in 2014?
I do. That explicitly tagged AI as the key to the next generation of warfare. And DoD investment followed, jumping from about $5.6 billion in 2011 to $7.4 billion by 2016 in AI, big data, cloud.
Then they set up JAIC, the Joint Artificial Intelligence Center, in 2018.
Right, JIC. The goal there was to accelerate AI adoption across the entire military, really push it into operations at scale.
And specific projects. Project Maven comes to mind?
Maven, yes. Started in 2017, using machine learning to analyze drone video feeds telling people apart from objects quickly. It was partly driven by concerns about China's progress.
But importantly, it wasn't designed as a system that could fire on its own targets, right?
Correct. It was about analysis, not autonomous engagement. Google was involved initially, but they pulled out after controversy.
Then there's Project Artemis, the partnership with Ukraine.
Artemis is fascinating. Developing advanced drones resistant to electronic warfare, it blends Ukrainian battlefield adaptation with U.S. tech, focuses on AI, drone swarms, hybrid systems.
It really highlights that democratization of drone technology idea. Sophisticated capabilities becoming more accessible.
Exactly. And looking ahead, the Stargate project announced in 2025. That's massive.
OpenAI, the Trump administration, Oracle, MGX, SoftBank. A huge consortium, $500 billion projected by 2029 for large-scale AI infrastructure.
The scale is immense. People compare it to the Manhattan Project. That tells you the perceived importance.
And strategically, the U.S. has used export controls too.
Yes. The Biden administration put restrictions on selling advanced NVIDIA chips, the GPUs, to China, a direct move to slow their military and surveillance AI development, trying to maintain that hardware edge.
Although, under a potential second Trump administration in 2025, there was talk of a big deregulation push.
Right, aiming to speed up AI growth by easing rules on data use, infrastructure approvals. Companies like NVIDIA, Oracle, Cisco were central to that, expanding their own capabilities.
What about the ethical guidelines, the human-in-the-loop directive from 2017?
That's crucial. It mandates a human operator for any system taking a human life. The Defense Innovation Board also pushes principles for ethical use, ensuring humans understand the kill chain.
But didn't OpenAI change its policy recently? January 2024?
They did. They removed the blanket ban on military and warfare use. And that came after reports Microsoft had pitched using OpenAI's DAL-E for battlefield management to the DoD. So the lines are blurring.
Okay, let's shift to China. Their approach is rooted in military-civil fusion, right?
Yes, a national strategy to leverage everything state companies, private innovators to achieve global tech supremacy, especially in AI. Investment is estimated around $200 billion over the decade, though annual private military AI spend is reportedly lower, under $7 million.
But their growth in AI research has been explosive.
Absolutely meteoric. Overtook the EU in published papers in 2016, surpassed the US in top-cited papers that same year. By 2017, nearly a quarter of presenters at the big Shanghai AI conference were Chinese.
And Eric Schmidt's prediction, China leading AI by 2025. Their own roadmap aims for a $150 billion AI industry by 2030.
They're incredibly ambitious. And their procurement strategy shifted too. Pre-2013, it was all state conglomerates.
Said since 2017.
They've increasingly sourced sensitive tech like drones and AI from private startups, injecting over $1.6 billion a year into military AI this way. Much more dynamic.
Their focus is on intelligentized AI warfare. What does that actually mean?
It means comprehensive AI integration across all domains: land, sea, air, space, cyber, for autonomous attack, defense, and importantly, cognitive warfare.
So things like wingman drones, robotic ground troops, AI-optimized logistics.
Exactly, and that cognitive warfare piece is key, using AI for advanced psyops, social media manipulation, predictive behavior analysis, enhancing hacking, so again, adaptive tactics.
But are they succeeding? There have been concerns, haven't there? Even from Chinese officials.
Yes, concerns about AI leading to accidental war without international norms. And some analysts think China is still struggling to fully implement these capabilities in the complex military environment, facing integration challenges.
Okay, let's look at India. They've also made serious moves.
Very strategic moves, a dedicated task force since 2018, specialized centers for AI and robotics, quantum computing, telecom engineering. The Army has its own AI incubation center.
And in 2022, they set up a Defense AI Council and Project Agency.
Correct. And they quickly published a list of 75 priority defense AI projects, a clear roadmap.
What about funding?
Significant. 1,000 crore annually until 2026 for capacity building, plus 100 crore annually for specific AI applications by the branches. Initial investment around $50 million a year.
And they're deploying this stuff, not just planning.
Oh, yes. Integrated AI into ISR during Exercise Dakshin Shakti in 2021. Developing swarm drones for offense, AI-enabled UAVs, innovations like AI audio transcription, driver fatigue monitoring.
Military robots for high-altitude logistics? That's practical.
Very. Also, autonomous combat vehicles, robotic surveillance, manned-unmanned teaming, MUMT, even their new INS Surat warship has AI built in.
And they're looking at space, too.
Phase 3 of AI-enabled space surveillance is authorized. Plans for 52 AI-powered spy satellites. Plus, they plan to leverage their large private sector AI talent pool and dual-use tech by 2026. It's a very comprehensive strategy.
Now, Russia. They were early players, too, weren't they?
They were working on AI-guided missiles that could switch targets mid-flight way back in 2017. Their long-term goal, 30% of combat power from remote or AI platforms by 2030.
So they're testing things like Kalashnikov's neural net combat module?
Yep.
The Narita ground vehicle?
Yes, and exploring swarming capabilities across air, sea, and undersea domains, coordinated autonomous operations.
They're also using AI for support functions, remote sensing, electronic warfare.
Definitely. Adaptive frequency hopping, sophisticated waveforms, and of course extensive use of AI for domestic propaganda, surveillance, and information operations against the U.S. and allies.
And their stance on laud abuse bans.
Strongly rejected any international ban, the implication being they wouldn't adhere to one anyway.
The war in Ukraine has really become a testing ground, hasn't it? A drone war.
Tragically, yes. Both sides are using AI heavily. Ukraine is doing impressive work with AI for GPS-denied navigation, crucial in contested airspace. Experimenting with drone swarming, although that's still early stages in terms of full implementation.
And their domestic drone production is huge. 2 million in 2024.
Astonishing numbers. And the conflict shows AI augmenting capabilities, not replacing humans wholesale, primarily enhancing ISR.
Like using Palantir's metaconstellation, Ukraine's Delta system.
Exactly. Processing huge amounts of satellite data, drone imagery, intercepts to build an operational picture, prioritizing threats, processing intercepted comms faster than humans could.
Okay, Israel. They've used AI extensively, especially in Gaza, and controversially.
Very controversially. 2 main systems reported. Gospel, recommending building structures for targeting.
And Lavender, developed by Unit 8200.
Yes, Lavender identifies individuals, mostly lower-ranking militants, reportedly 90% accurate, with tens of thousands in its database.
And the concern is the combination of this AI targeting with a policy shift away from avoiding civilian targets.
That's the core of the international scrutiny. Reports suggest this combination led to unprecedented civilian deaths. An internal source called it a mass assassination factory.
Beyond targeting, they also use autonomous drones like the Harpy, robotic systems like Guardium.
Yes, Harpy is an anti-radar fire-and-forget drone. Guardium MK3 is used for border defense, surveillance. They have significant robotic capabilities.
What about the UK's position?
Back in 2015, they opposed a LAWVAS ban, argued existing IHL was sufficient and all weapons would remain under human oversight and control.
South Korea has the Super Aegis II machine gun, right? Autonomous targeting up to 4 kilometers.
Yes, unveiled in 2010. It identifies, tracks, destroys targets. Manufacturer state safeguards require manual input for lethal force, but they boast it doesn't sleep, sees in the dark.
And aims to develop software to distinguish friend, foe, civilian. That seems incredibly difficult.
Extremely challenging, yes. The nuance required is immense.
Saudi Arabia and the UAE latecomers.
Yeah.
But investing heavily now.
Very heavily, especially since the early 2020s. Through Saudi's Vision 2030 via PIF and the UAE's MGX Tech Group.
Trump's 2017 visit seemed pivotal for U.S.-Saudi tech deals.
It led to massive tech agreements. Saudi partnered with NVIDIA, AMD, Cisco investing in chips, cloud, AI research, aiming to be a global AI leader by 2030.
And the UAE is doing similar things with NVIDIA, OpenAI, Cisco,
Yeah,
building data centers, aiming to be a regional hub.
exactly. Both Gulf states are making major pushes to become central players in the global AI landscape.
The European Union seems more mixed.
Definitely more fragmented. The European Parliament insists on human oversight for laws, but member states vary widely.
Some are developing laws, France, Germany, Italy, Sweden. Others undecided. Austria wants a ban.
That's the picture. Germany has the active defense system, millisecond response time, autonomous. Italy plans to incorporate AWS, but there's no single unified EU approach, which can hinder development.
So if we look at overall AI power rankings right now, who's on top?
Based on Tortoise Media and the AI Index, US is #1, China #2, then Singapore surprisingly at #3.
Followed by UK, France, South Korea, Germany, Canada, Israel, and India in the top 10.
Correct. And Russia, despite its talk, ranks much lower, around #31, highlights a gap between ambition and current reality.
So this global race, it has real implications for you, the listener, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And international stability, future wars, even the tech you use daily, cybersecurity, data privacy. It's not just military. It's a struggle for tech, economic, geopolitical power that affects everyone.
Which brings us squarely into the moral and legal maze. AI and international humanitarian law, IHL.
Exactly. IHL governs armed conflict, protecting non-combatants, regulating warfare methods, trying to minimize suffering.
But AI throws a massive wrench into that, right? Poses unprecedented challenges.
It really does. The core IHL principles, developed over centuries, are being seriously tested. 3 in particular stand out.
First, distinction. Telling combatants from civilians, military targets from civilian objects.
Right. And AI systems, despite processing power, struggle massively with this reliably, especially in complex environments like cities, the context, the nuance. AI often lacks that.
The accuracy needed for IHL compliance is just incredibly high.
It is. Second, proportionality. Military advantage must outweigh expected civilian harm.
And AI could miscalculate that, overestimate the advantage, underestimate the harm.
Precisely. That delicate balancing act requires human judgment, a moral weighing of civilian lives, which AI simply doesn't possess.
And third, necessity. Only using force required for the military objective.
And AI, if not carefully designed and monitored, might use excessive force. Its efficiency could paradoxically lead to overapplication, unnecessary escalation.
Beyond these principles, there are huge ethical dilemmas. Accountability is maybe the biggest.
It's critical. An autonomous system commits a war crime unlawful attack targeting civilians. Who's responsible? The coder, the operator, the commander, the state.
It creates this potential accountability gap, undermines IHL, makes it easier to distance humans from consequences.
Absolutely. Then there's the question of moral agency. Can machines, lacking empathy, conscience, human judgment, really make decisions aligned with just war theory, with proportionality?
It's a deep philosophical question with very real life and death implications. Dehumanizing conflict.
And the risk of escalation. AI operating at machine speed, making autonomous decisions. It could trigger wider conflicts accidentally, without time for human deliberation or de-escalation.
So how do we navigate this? There are emerging AI ethics principles, right?
Yes, and they're crucial. Transparency is key, understanding why an AI makes a decision, not just what it decides. Scrutinizing training data for bias.
Fairness algorithms must be free from biases that lead to discriminatory targeting.
Privacy and data protection, huge issue with AI surveillance. Strict rules needed on collecting, using civilian data, complying with international standards like ICCPR Article 17.
And centrally, human control and oversight. Humans must remain in control of life and death decisions. It's vital for moral and legal responsibility.
These dilemmas connect directly to just war theory, just ad bellum, justice in going to war, jus in bello, justice in war, covering distinction and proportionality, and jus post bellum, justice after war.
And AI struggles with the core ethical decisions like discrimination because it lacks that human judgment, that contextual understanding. An algorithm doesn't suffer or value life in the same way.
Exactly. And this isn't just theoretical. Military AI can directly infringe human rights. Targeting and civilian harm is a major risk with AWS, especially in cities.
The lack of accountability undermines deterrence. If no one's clearly responsible, violations might occur more easily.
Privacy violations through surveillance, mass monitoring via drones, satellites, facial recognition like Israel's Lavender Gospel, a direct threat to ICCPR rights.
Discriminatory use is also a real worry. Biased training data can lead to AI systems disproportionately targeting specific groups.
And the psychological and social impact. Moral disengagement for soldiers, increased fear and anxiety for civilians under constant surveillance.
And ultimately, a risk to human dignity, reducing lives to statistics and an algorithm's cost-benefit analysis, dehumanizing warfare itself. Okay, let's shift from ethics to operational reality. How is military AI actually being used right now, and what's coming next? Autonomous weapon systems, AWS, are central.
Yes, operating with various degrees of independence. We see them everywhere. Air, drones like the Reaper, Predator for strikes, Ukraine's autonomous kamikazes.
Ground, U.S. Army CRG robot, Russia's Uran-9 for recon. Logistics, naval. AUVs underwater, USVs on the surface for surveillance, mine clearance.
And coming soon, more AI-powered combat drones capable of fully autonomous attacks, real-time threat assessment.
And swarming technologies, coordinated drone attacks.
That's a big focus. AI-powered swarms coordinating surveillance or attacks with minimal human guidance. Collective, decentralized machine decision-making. It's a whole new level.
Yep, human-machine teaming is also key, right? AI as a partner.
Increasingly prevalent. AI assisting soldiers with data, suggestions, executing high-speed tasks, augmenting human capabilities, not necessarily replacing them entirely.
And beyond combat, AI is transforming ISR, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance.
Massively. Processing vast data from satellites, drones, social media, intercepts far beyond human capacity, identifying patterns, detecting anomalies, predicting enemy moves with incredible speed.
Like Palantir's Meta constellation or Ukraine's Delta system, integrating all that data.
Perfect examples. Creating that comprehensive operational picture, even facial recognition for identifying high-value targets.
It's also huge in cyber warfare and protection.
Absolutely. For defense, AI detects and responds to threats autonomously, protects infrastructure. AI-based malware detection is vital.
And offensively.
AI finds weaknesses, accelerates cyber attacks against adversary systems. It cuts both ways.
What about command and decision aiding systems? DSS AI helping commanders strategize.
Yes, analyzing complex battlefields, offering optimal strategies, aiming for faster, better-informed decisions under pressure.
But these DSS systems have their own ethical minefields.
They certainly do. Biases in training data leading to misclassification, tragic errors, explainability issues, the black box problem, not knowing why AI suggests something.
Automation bias, humans over-relying on the machine, ignoring intuition.
Risk to human autonomy, reducing soldiers to executors via VR visors. Challenging mission command principles. De-skilling, losing human planning skills. Dangerous if AI fails.
Acceleration pressure, the expectation of machine speed decisions, hindering thoughtful human control.
And again, human dignity. AI calculating acceptable losses reduces lives to data points, obscuring the moral weight.
AI also enhances defensive systems, right? Missile defense, anti-drone tech.
Significantly, faster detection, tracking, engagement of threats, crucial protection against missiles and the growing drone threat.
And in psychological operations, information warfare.
AI is powerful there too, but ethically fraught. Creating deepfakes, misinformation at scale, predicting and influencing behavior, enemy forces, civilians, leaders.
Huge ethical concerns there, regulating the scale, impact on free speech, democratic processes.
Extremely difficult. And finally, the potential for mass enforcement using AI, crowd control, peacekeeping, targeted strikes, even military policing.
Autonomous policing with drones and robots raises questions about proportionate force without human oversight.
And even military justice AI, evaluating evidence, determining guilt, risk of biased algorithms leading to unjust sentences.
The overall worry seems to be this unchecked militarization of public spaces, erosion of civil liberties, AI as a tool of oppression.
That's the underlying concern, and you can see how these applications far beyond the battlefield could impact your life, your society.
So given all this power and risk, we desperately need legal frameworks. Current IHA isn't enough for AI's unique challenges.
It's foundational but insufficient. AI's rapid pace demands we evolve international law.
So what are the key recommendations? How do we chart a course?
First, clear international legal frameworks, specifically for AI. Maybe a dedicated international convention on autonomous weapons.
What would that do?
Regulate design, testing, deployment. Mandate human override. Regulate tech transfer. Ensure it only goes to states complying with IHL and human rights.
And we could also amend existing treaties. Geneva Conventions, CCW.
Yes, adapt them for AI specifics, accountability for AI actions, enhancing civilian protection.
Second, stronger oversight and accountability mechanisms seem essential.
Absolutely. Clear accountability protocols, chain of command responsibility for AI systems, comprehensive investigations if harm occurs, responsibility on operators, commanders, developers.
Maybe an international oversight body, like the ICC, but for AI violations.
That's proposed, yes. To investigate IHL violations by AI and hold parties accountable. And crucially, mandated human-in-the-loop requirements for lethal decisions. Humans as the final arbiters.
Third, protecting civilian privacy and rights.
Requires strict regulation of mass surveillance, guidelines for AI drone satellites, limits on data retention, international oversight.
And a clear commitment to civilian protection in AI operations. AI must be programmed to adhere to IHL, minimize harm, monitored internationally.
Fourth, robust ethical guidelines for military AI development itself. Ethical design and development from the start. Rigorous testing for distinction, proportionality, IHL adherence.
Maybe internal AI ethics councils within militaries.
A good idea. For oversight and compliance. And AI transparency is fundamental auditable systems. Clear records of autonomous decisions for accountability.
Fifth, preventing militarization in domestic areas.
That means maybe an international moratorium on exporting autonomous killing capabilities, preventing misuse in domestic policing or repression.
And specific regulation of AI in non-combat operations. Restricting military AI and domestic law enforcement, scrutinizing predictive policing.
Exactly, to prevent human rights violations and bias.
Finally, fostering public and international discourse.
Essential. Collaboration between governments, military, academia, civil society, the public. Transparent dialogues.
Continuous evaluation through conferences, expert panels, and engaging the public their opinions, ethical concerns must shape policy.
Which is why your engagement, listening right now, matters so much. This isn't just for generals or politicians. It's about shaping the future security landscape for everyone.
Which brings us to that AI paradox, the double-edged sword. AI offers efficiency, precision, maybe fewer casualties.
But simultaneously brings catastrophic risks to human rights, accountability, global stability. The faster it advances, the starker the trade-offs.
It forces us to look at some tough hypothetical scenarios. First, what if AI genuinely takes over? Artificial general intelligence, AGI, surpassing human intelligence.
The implications are almost unthinkable. For democracy, civil rights, global governance, humanity potentially losing control over key decisions, war, peace, survival, AI military systems escalating conflict without human judgment.
What could we even do then?
The only answer is to establish binding AI regulation before it gets to that point. International oversight of research, strict limits on capabilities, ethical guidelines aligned with human values, autonomy, privacy, accountability, proactive governance is key.
Okay, second scenario. AI becomes powerful but uncontrolled. Not sentient takeover, but just too complex, unpredictable, deployed inconsistently with IHL.
A dangerous future. Systems develop emergent goals. Algorithms become opaque black boxes. Aggressive, efficient, but error-prone systems escalating conflicts, violating rights with no clear responsibility.
The fix there.
Robust international regulation and monitoring. Binding agreements, oversight bodies, accountability, maybe a treaty banning certain AI categories like fully autonomous weapons, unless absolute IHL rights compliance is guaranteed. And always designing systems with human override capabilities.
And the final, chilling scenario. What if dictators get advanced AI? History gives us warnings. Hitler's Germany, Radio Rwanda.
Imagine those tactics amplified by AI. Catastrophic consequences. AI surveillance tracking all dissent. Autonomous weapons targeting political enemies. Protesters with chilling efficiency. International bodies unable to intervene effectively.
How do we prevent that?
Strong international legal mechanisms to prevent access for dictatorships. ICC, UN protocols regulating export use, especially to non-compliant countries. Designing AI itself with safeguards, international oversight, third-party audits, consensus for deployment. AI must promote peace, not enable authoritarian power.
This whole section really asks you, the listener, to think about the choices we face. What kind of future do you want? Will we control our creations, or will they control us, or just run rampant? So wrapping this up, it's clear AI in the military offers huge potential benefits: efficiency, fewer casualties, precision. It's changing everything.
But the dangers are equally immense. Accountability, human rights, IHL principles like distinction and proportionality are seriously challenged. An ethical void looms.
Losing meaningful human oversight risks disempowerment, unintended harm, and that accountability gap. If an AI messes up catastrophically, who pays the price?
And AI surveillance threatens privacy, freedoms. Misuse by authoritarian regimes is a terrifying prospect, highlighting the need for regulation.
So we absolutely need global legal frameworks ensuring AI stays under meaningful human control. New treaties, regulations are vital.
Mandating compliance with IHL, human rights, building in safeguards, human oversight, transparency from the start.
The future of military AI can't just be about tech momentum. It has to be guided by ethics, transparency, human rights.
International cooperation, strong regulations aren't just nice-to-haves. They're essential to ensure AI promotes security and peace, not conflict and oppression.
As AI advances, forcing us to redefine war itself.
Maybe the real test of our intelligence isn't just building these machines, but finding the wisdom to control them, making sure efficiency doesn't erase our shared humanity.
Thank you for your time and participation in this really critical conversation. Please do like, share, and subscribe to Global WarWatch Network.
We genuinely want to hear your thoughts on this complex topic. Share them in the comments section below.
And join us on social media. All the links you need are right there in the description. Thanks again for listening.